Good evening, everybody. This is Lynn, and you're here with us on BH24 Business Around the Clock. Tonight, we're going to be talking about investment in Zimbabwe, specifically the economic implications on that. And today in the studio, we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Norman Chakaneta from the NECF, that is the National Economic Consultative Forum. Mr. Chakaneta, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And not forgetting, we got Kudzai. Kudzai, hey.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm great, thanks.
It's been a good week so far?
It's been a great week so far. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So we've got some interesting highlights and things happening as well around the clock with BH24. So let's just jump right into it.
All right. Well, Mr. Chakaneta,
Yes.
here comes our first question to you. So before we begin, please tell our listeners what NECF is and what you do.
Right. The NECF is an organization which was formed in 1997. It's an organization made up of government, private sector, labor, civil society, and academia. Its purpose is to stimulate dialogue between all those parties, is specifically to assist in the policy formulation. The issue is that in most cases you would find that if a policy is formulated, private sector not involved, then they will see it as a government policy, it doesn't involve them. So for us at the NECF, our role is to bring all the parties together, discuss an issue, come up with recommendations for policy formulation which will be fed into the policy formulation system, and then when it comes up, all the parties will have been party to it, and so that they will have ownership of that particular policy.
Yes.
Okay, so we're also talking about smart partnerships. I mean, what can be done to improve smart partnership between the public and the private sector, both locally and internationally?
Right. When we talk about smart partnership, it's a concept of prosper thy neighbor, a win-win situation. So that when everybody wins, then people can work together towards a specific goal. In economics, we call it Pareto optimality, where everybody wins, nobody loses. So if we work together, we can achieve more. And the way you achieve a smart partnership is through dialogue. We have dialogues within the country and regionally. In fact, the regional dialogue was supposed to be held in South Africa in September this month, but it has been postponed to early next year. And we also participate in the Malaysian dialogue, which is the Langkawi International Dialogue. This one is being held, I think, around July next year. And locally also we have our own dialogue for specific issues. We also have the task forces that deal with the clusters in the Zimaset. On a national scale, we used to have the national dialogue to which the president would, officiate. People would come with issues that can be presented, and then the president would respond.
Okay, so it is very important for private sector and public sector to meet and conglomerate and...
Yes, it is important because obviously I would say in Shona they say charachimwa chitswanyinda.
Yeah.
Therefore, you need both sides to work together in order to achieve the objectives of the nation.
And speaking of the president, we know that he recently came back from a trip in China where he signed 9 landmark agreements that will see the emerging global giant from Asia providing financial support to Zimbabwe. What does this mean for the country, for Zimbabwe?
Right. This is a huge step for Zimbabwe. I'm sure you know that one of the issues that was constraining this economy was the issue of funding. Without funding, we could not do a lot of things. We could not rehabilitate our infrastructure. We could not retool our industry. We could not do many things that we need to do to the enablers. If you don't have enablers that are working, then your economy will not function at the level that it should. It's like, say, if you have Usain Bolt, the sprinter, if his heart is not beating properly, he cannot, sprint as fast as he can. So the economy, if you don't have your roads working properly, if you don't have your rails working, if you don't have power, then the body, which is the economy, will not function to its maximum capacity. So this is a huge injection to the country, and we hope that once these projects start working, the economy will start moving, and our young people will get jobs, and etc.
Okay. So the much needed economic enablers, which will be focusing on critical sectors, of course, including energy, roads, national railway, telecoms, agriculture, tourism. Okay, these are actually all part of Zim Asset, or they'll fall into some of the clusters of Zim Asset. Now, does this mean that the economic future of the country looks bright? Could we?
Well, the Zim Asset is in 4 clusters.
Mm-hmm.
And every aspect of in one of the 4.
Yes.
So the injection into the economy, into these enablers, will actually kickstart the Zim Asset, because Zim Asset was not moving as fast as it should, because there was no funding or adequate funding to undertake some of the projects that are required to implement Zim Asset.
Right.
Now
okay.
that this is coming in, it will assist in the funding of Zim Asset
projects.
Projects, yes.
Okay. Well, what may be some of the Zim Asset projects?
Well, I mean, obviously, you need energy.
Energy, yeah.
You need your roads to be improved, infrastructure, the ICT. They are across the board. Yeah,
and all those.
And industry also need retooling, because you see industry is closing, and or our equipment is outdated, and we need new equipment so that we can be competitive with other countries that have modern equipment. And I should add that this is a chance to leapfrog. Once you get new equipment, you can leapfrog those that have had the equipment for a while. So it's a chance for us to leapfrog and become much more competitive and export more.
Yeah. Like it's from Zimbabwe. Get it.
Exactly. It's exciting stuff. So right now we're just going to take a little break and stick with us. Right? We're going to be just back.
The home of non-stop hit music.
Bigger. Better. Star.
Continuous hit music every hour.
FM. I know you're gonna dig this. Star. Much more. Star FM, sounding good all the time.
Welcome back to BH24 Business Around the Clock. We are here with Mr. Norman Chakanetsa of the National Economic Consultative Forum. Mr. Norman, we are here talking about investment in Zimbabwe.
Right.
And we know that investors in general have fears when it comes to pouring their money into investments. How do you think relationships between investors and the receivers of this investment can be improved?
Well, investment, people invest because they are going to make a profit. And the receivers, when they receive investment, you need to have bankable projects that can give a return to the investors. And you need to have an evaluation process, and also the issue of transparency is required by investors. And also, we need to refine our investment processes so that they take a shorter period to approve investments. That way, investments will come, and as I say, the investor will benefit by making a profit. The country will benefit by creating jobs, and the economy will grow. And as I say again, everybody wins.
So today's keyword is Pareto Optimal.
But what?
Pareto optimality.
Optimality, yes. Everyone wins. Okay. Right. That's all we have time for today for BH24 Business Round the Clock. And be sure to tune in next week again, same time from 7.
That's right. And
on Wednesday.
Don't forget to subscribe to our daily paper. Just send your blank message to BH24admin@zimpapers.co.zw.